Welcome to the EV Hotwire Newsroom, brought to you by HopCharge, powering India's EV journey with on-demand doorstep charging. I'm your host, Sarah. Here are your top headlines for this week. Kia has officially priced the Syros EV, starting at just 7.99 lakh rupees with battery as a service. JSW MG has unveiled India's first multi-energy vehicle platform, capable of ranges up to 1,000 kilometers. Hero Vida has launched a new electric scooter with 187 kilometers of range. Amara Raja has commissioned India's first lithium-ion cell qualification plant. Hyundai has opened 30,000 plus charging points to all EV brands through a single app. Delhi is set to add 2,800 new electric buses under the PM E-Drive scheme. Sona Comstar and Japan's Denso have formed two major joint ventures for EV powertrains. Cement Logistics is going electric, with 150 plus heavy-duty electric trucks entering fleets. And the US-Iran war is quietly reshaping India's EV demand curve. That's a packed week. Let's get into the details. Our first story. Kia has put a price on the Syros EV. Kia India has officially launched the Syros EV at a starting ex-showroom price of 13.49 lakh rupees. With Kia's battery-as-a-service option, that starting price drops to just 7.99 lakh rupees. The top-spec X-Line ER trim goes up to 19.99 lakh. Deliveries begin July 30th. The Syros is Kia's second locally made electric vehicle after the Karen's Clavis EV. Buyers get two battery choices, 42 kWh and 51.4 kWh, and a claimed driving range of up to 526 kilometers. But the real story is in the ownership package. Kia has introduced a lifetime high-voltage battery warranty, 15 years unlimited kilometers for the first owner, plus an assured buyback program offering up to 80% resale value after 3 years. At 7.99 lakh with battery as a service, Kia has just repriced the mass market EV opportunity. Story number 2, and this is a strategic play worth watching. JSW MG Motor India has unveiled MG Adapt, Advanced Drive Architecture Platform Technology, describing it as India's first multi-new energy vehicle platform. Here's what makes it different. The modular architecture supports EVs, hybrid EVs, plug-in hybrid EVs, and range extender EVs, all within a single framework. One platform, 4 powertrain types. MG's Managing Director Anurag Mehrotra said India needs multiple technologies, not just battery EVs, to hit 30% new energy vehicle penetration by 2030. Different consumer segments need different solutions. Some are ready for full EVs, others prefer hybrids as a stepping stone. One EV model and one plug-in hybrid model are confirmed to debut by financial year 2026 to 27. And here's the number that got attention. Vehicles based on this platform could potentially deliver ranges of up to 1,000 kilometers or more by combining electric propulsion with ICE technology through the REEV powertrain option. Story 3. The electric scooter space just got a new range king. Hero MotoCorp's Vida brand has launched the Vida e-scooter VX2 Plus 4.4 kWh. It expands the VX2 lineup to 4 variants, and the numbers are impressive. 2 removable 2.2 kWh battery packs, a combined 4.4 kWh capacity, and an IDC certified range of 187 kilometers. Price 1.43 lakh rupees ex-showroom. Also available with battery as a service. DC fast charging support means 0 to 80% in just 65 minutes. And Hero's fast charging network is now over 6,000 stations across India. This is the range-topping variant in the Vida portfolio, targeting long-distance commuters who want to skip range anxiety altogether. Story 4. A milestone in India's battery independence story. Amara Raja Advanced Cell Technologies has commissioned its customer qualification plant at its Giga Corridor in Telangana. A 500 crore rupee investment. Initial capacity of 60 megawatt hours. Why does this matter? The plant bridges the gap between laboratory scale R&D and full commercial scale production. It will manufacture cylindrical and prismatic lithium-ion cells across multiple battery chemistries, with cells expected to be supplied to OEM customers for validation from August 2026. Amara Raja's total planned investment for the 16 gigawatt-hour Giga Corridor program is 9,500 crore rupees. Commercial production at the Giga 1 facility is scheduled for calendar year 2027. India's battery cell dependency on China has been called out as a strategic vulnerability. This is the first serious domestic answer. Story 5. And this one changes how EV drivers actually charge. Hyundai Motor India has announced that EV users can now access more than 30,000 charging points across the country through the My Hyundai app, creating one of India's largest integrated charging networks on a single platform. Here's the important part. It's open to EVs across all brands, not just Hyundai buyers. The app allows users to locate charging stations, navigate to them, book slots in advance, and pay digitally through one unified interface. Charging facilities are available within an average radius of 25 kilometers, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. As part of its long-term strategy, Hyundai will also expand its own proprietary DC fast public charging network more than 3 times, from 183 stations currently to 600 by 2030. Cross-brand single-app charging access is a first at this scale in India. Story 6. And it's another one from India's most aggressive EV city. The Delhi government has decided to induct 2,800 new AC low-flow electric buses in the national capital, under Phase 1 of the PM E-Drive scheme. Operations are expected to begin next year. The goal? Reduce pollution, strengthen public transport, and build toward Delhi's target of expanding its public bus fleet to around 14,000 buses by 2028 to 29. This announcement comes on top of Delhi's EV Policy 2026, already notified in July, making Delhi one of the most aggressively electrifying cities in Asia. Story 7. A major industrial partnership just took shape. Sona BLW Precision Forgings, better known as Sona Comstar, has announced definitive agreements with Japan's Denso Corporation. Two joint ventures, both focused on advanced electric and hybrid powertrain systems. The first JV, with Denso holding 51%, will focus on high-voltage liquid-cooled traction inverters and motors for passenger and commercial vehicles. The second JV, with Sona Comstar holding 51% and management control, will target air-cooled traction inverters, motors, and e-axles for electric and hybrid two-wheelers and three-wheelers. The combination, Denso's electrification expertise plus Sona Comstar's Indian engineering depth, could quietly reshape who supplies the guts of India's next-generation EVs. Story 8. Heavy commercial EVs just hit an inflection point. Billion Electric Mobility has partnered with JK Cement to deploy more than 150 heavy-duty electric trucks during the current financial year, as the cement manufacturer expands EVs across its logistics operations. The deployment has started with a pilot of 20 electric trucks, each with a gross vehicle weight of 55 tons, at JK Cement's Muddapur plant in Karnataka. The trucks transport cement to stockyards across Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Goa. Beyond running the trucks, Billion Electric will oversee fleet operations and route management, and Charge Zone will strengthen its charging presence across key freight locations, including Satara, Pune, Karad, Ratnagiri, and Sindhudurg. This is one of the largest electric truck deployments for cement logistics in India, and a strong signal that heavy commercial EVs are now commercially viable. Story 9 and 10. Two premium EV previews. First, Tata Avinya. A camouflaged prototype spotted testing in India has been confirmed as an Exceed Stera ET, being used to test the E0X platform that will underpin Tata's upcoming Avinya range. Tata is reportedly reworking key parts of the electronics, software, and vehicle systems for Indian market conditions. The first production model, the Avinya X, remains on track for a 2027 launch. Second, Mahindra BE.07. Fresh spy images show the upcoming SUV testing with heavy camouflage, but it clearly looks larger than the BE.06 with a more upright design. One standout feature: frameless doors, a detail usually reserved for luxury cars. The test vehicle appears close to production, suggesting a launch may not be far away. Expected to sit above the BE.06 in Mahindra's Inglo-based lineup, likely targeting the premium electric SUV space. Our final story this week, and it may be the most consequential. Hostilities between the US and Iran have flared up again, and oil markets are reacting sharply. Crude has climbed over 25% in July alone, and energy intelligence firm Kepler has warned that oil could cross $100 a barrel if both the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz see closures. Indian automakers are hedging fast. Compressed natural gas, hybrids, flex fuel platforms, hydrogen for commercial vehicles, and of course, electric. But here's the number that stands out. India's diesel and gasoline sales rose over 20% year-on-year in early July, making India the main engine of Asia's fuel demand growth right now. And on the flip side, an industry poll from July 2026 found that 71% of respondents believe the US-Iran conflict has given a structural, not temporary, boost to EV adoption in India. Because when fuel prices become unpredictable, the business case for electrification stops being emotional. It becomes mathematical. So, to wrap this week's brief, Kia has priced the Ceros starting at 7.99 lakh with battery as a service. JSW MG has launched India's first multi-energy platform. Hero Vida has crossed the 180-kilometer range mark. Amara Raja has fired up India's first cell qualification plant. Hyundai is bringing 30,000 plus charging points to a single app. Delhi is adding 2,800 electric buses. Sona Comstar and Denso are joining forces. Cement Logistics is going electric at 55 tons. And a war in the Middle East is quietly making the EV case stronger than ever. That's a lot of movement in a single week. I'm Sarah. That's your EV Hotwire for the week. See you next Friday. Until then, keep it charged.